Hey everybody, I'm here to talk to you about Mars Protocol v2. I'm really excited about Mars Protocol. The UX is gorgeous, I love it, it's a lot of fun, but I think maybe not everybody fully understands it, so I wanted to make this video to quickly summarize the one thing that is so innovative and exciting about Mars v2. And that thing, you can summarize it in two words: liquid collateral. So the exciting thing about Mars v2 is that now, for the first time, like with Aave, with Aave and with Mars v1, when you had your collateral there, it was frozen, right? That's what you normally do with collateral. Like you put up maybe Atom collateral and then you can borrow against it, but the collateral has to stay there. I mean, while it's collateralizing the loan, it's stuck there, it's frozen, you can't do anything with it. But the big innovation that Mars v2 brings to the table is that that collateral is no longer frozen in place. It doesn't have to be stuck there, you can do things with it. You can take that collateral, and while it's collateralizing a loan, you can you can swap it to a different kind of collateral, or you can even provide it as liquidity, or you can stake it because it's liquid. So very exciting. Now you're probably asking yourself, like, how is this possible? And is this safe? And well, what's even the point of having liquid collateral? So that's why I made this video. I'm going to explain all this stuff in this quick video. I'll give you a demo. I'll talk a little bit about the future of Mars Protocol. And great, yeah, let's jump into it. So here's the deal. Like I was saying, with a standard money market like Aave or Mars V1 or most other money markets, your collateral has to be frozen in place. And that's because your collateral always has to be available for liquidation. I mean, you can't run off with it, right? That would defeat the whole point. So it's frozen and it doesn't really have, it's inefficient and you lose flexibility and mobility because your collateral is frozen in there. Mars wants to give you liquid collateral, and Mars does this by, instead of using a normal address, Mars gives you a smart contract wallet, and they call it a credit account. And so everything in this credit account, so within the credit account, you can swap your collateral, you can provide your collateral as liquidity, you can stake your collateral using liquid staking, and then everything you're doing within this credit account, the collateral is always available for liquidation. Now, when the collateral is underpinning a debt position, you may not be able to withdraw it from the credit account. So it's not liquid in that sense, but within the credit account, it's liquid, and you can do all these amazing things while having an active debt position. So this is a big improvement on standard money markets. And here's an example. So many of you may have had experience the looping on money markets. I know I certainly have over the last few years. And what you do when you loop, like here's the scenario. Imagine you've got ST Atom and you want to go long BTC. So how are you going to do that with a standard money market? Well, you're going to put down that ST Atom as collateral. You're going to borrow USDC, swap that USDC for Bitcoin, put down the Bitcoin as collateral, borrow more USDC, swap for Bitcoin, put down that as collateral, borrow more USDC, and you see you're looping. Like this is how you can do the maximum leverage. And you loop and loop, and every loop you have more leverage. So it's more efficient. Now, this is what you have to do with a standard money market. But there are problems, and maybe many of you have experienced these problems firsthand. Like the problems, if you've got your collateral and it's in place, and these looped positions, they're very unwieldy, they're very kind of fickle, and it's like tedious to do all this, like to loop it, to unloop it. Like obviously on Ethereum, like this is sometimes prohibitively expensive because, with gas and everything, but like even in the Cosmos, it's really tedious. And well, you can't swap your collateral. I mean, obviously with a standard money market, if your collateral is one token, you can't just automatically swap it to another. You would have to unwind that entire position and then swap and then get back into it. It's just terrible. And also what can happen is if your collateral goes down in value, you can get stuck, can't you? If you've got this really tightly looped position, you can get stuck, and you can get into a situation where you can't unwind because if you don't have any capital to come to the rescue and provide some relief, if it's just what you have in this position, you can get stuck, and then you just have to wait for liquidation or for the price of your collateral to go up. That's not a good position to be in. So like I said, this is like a standard money market, and Mars V2, I mean, this is the whole the exciting thing about having liquid collateral. If you go back here, like to get into a looped or like a cross collateralized position, like using a standard money market, it takes all these steps. It's really tedious. It can be risky, but with Mars, it's just one step, and I'll show you it in a moment. All you have to do in this scenario, if you want to borrow BTC against ST Atom, you just open a margin BTC position collateralized with ST Atom. You just click a button and do it, and then you've got pretty high leverage. You open it with one button, you close it with one button, and so the benefits are, well, you can always unwind. I mean, that's benefit two. You can always unwind. You don't have to worry about that because remember, you're within a smart contract wallet. So you can trade, you can do all these things. Normally with a standard money market, you would have to pull it out of the money market, bring it to the DEX, all this stuff. But here you can always unwind and you can swap whenever you want. So if you want to swap out one collateral for another collateral while the debt position is still active, you can do that. Okay, so let's see a demonstration. Let's go for this. Okay, so this is like the slideshow part. Now let's get into the demonstration part. All right, so here is Mars Protocol version 2. And obviously it's sleek, it's gorgeous, it's responsive, it's data rich. I really love it. I have a lot of fun with it. So let's see, what do we have here? All right, my portfolio, I've got this credit account. Let's take a look. So I've got ST Atom in my credit account, and it's worth about $20. And so let's do the scenario we were talking about. So remember, I was saying normally with a normal credit account, if you wanted to get into a high leverage position, you'd have to loop and loop and loop. But let's look at how Mars V2 handles it. All you have to do is go over to trade. And then also I can use like the portfolio page here with my credit account. The portfolio page is always available on any of these other pages just by using this tab, which is really handy. So I go over to the trade page and I've got my portfolio tab open. It looks like I've got a total balance of roughly $20, which is comprised of ST Atom. That's my balance right there. And now, all right, so what was the scenario? It was to get BTC. We're going to sell USDC. Let's put 40 in here. All right, so look what we're about to do. Like the really handy thing is that this will kind of update and it'll give you like a preview of what your account will look like if you execute an action. So what we're going to have is we're going to have ST Atom. We're going to be borrowing $40 worth of USDC and then swapping that for WBTC. And all you have to do is click one button. So let's do it. All right, I click the button here and approve. Pending. All right, cross my fingers. Hope. Oh, shoot, an error. I like to do these videos in one take, so errors are not conducive to that. All right, let's do it again. Osmo. Okay, let's see if it works. That's crossing my fingers. Pending. Oh, so slow. What's going on here? All right, it was a success. Fantastic. So like that's what we did with one click of a button. So to hop back to the slideshow, all of this stuff right here, this like complicated, tedious looping, which is kind of risky because if your collateral falls in value, you could get stuck. We just did that with the click of a button. So go to the portfolio, and like our health factor is a little bit lower now, which is okay because I think the price of Bitcoin will go up. So let's see, what position did we get ourselves into with just a click of the button, a click of one single button. So we've still got our ST Atom, and we borrowed $40 worth of USDC, and then so that's our debt, and then that became WBTC. And now another thing, everything within your credit account is automatically, if you want, it's automatically lent out on the Mars money market. So now we've got a leverage long BTC position collateralized with ST Atom and also the BTC itself, because like it's only $20 worth of ST Atom. Like, how are we borrowing $40 against $20? It's because it's all in the smart contract credit account, so it's all good. And our WBTC is lent out, earning a very small amount of interest. So there you go. And now at any time, I mean, we could take our WBTC, we could swap it to Osmo, or we could take our Stride Atom, ST Atom, we could swap it to whatever we want, to Axelar. And you can do all of this swapping. And another thing I mentioned earlier, you can, if you want, you can go, maybe this is running on a little bit, but you can go to the farm page, you can provide it as liquidity, and then effectively, like you can even stake. Like if you have unstaked collateral that you're using, you can swap that to Stride liquid staked collateral, effectively staking it while it is simultaneously collateralizing a debt position. So really exciting, really fun. But let's talk about the future. Okay, we did this slide, did this one, open this up. Okay, here's the future. So one downside, maybe you were just seeing, one thing that I don't like about Mars currently is that it doesn't have enough tokens. Like there are some like BTC, ETH, that's good. Osmo, Atom, well, but it's kind of lacking variety. But I think that's going to change in the future. Right now, there's a forum proposal up to add ST Osmo as collateral with pretty good parameters. Like the LTV is going to be around 70%. So I'm looking forward to that. So we'll have Atom, ST Atom, Osmo, ST Osmo. So that'll be a little bit more fun. And then hopefully when Celestia and DYDX launch, if they can get enough liquidity on Osmosis so that it's safe, I'm hoping that Mars will add those tokens. And then the fun really begins because there'll be more variety, more fun. Another thing, the second point here, Mars is launched on Osmosis with V2, but on Neutron, it's only V1. And in the future, we can look forward to Neutron upgrading to V2. I'm sure that'll happen. And Neutron is like looking pretty interesting at the moment. It recently debuted on Binance. Like obviously Duality is building there as well. The liquidity is building up on Astroport on Neutron. So I think Mars V2, when it comes to Neutron, that'll provide some more variety as well. Obviously, the two Mars deployments on Osmosis and Neutron will always be separate. You can't cross collateralize from one chain to another, but Neutron is going to offer slightly different tokens and maybe slightly different parameters than on Osmosis. So that should be interesting. And the last thing that's really exciting is concentrated liquidity vaults. So right now you can provide like if you have collateral on Mars B2, you can provide that collateral as liquidity within the credit account on the Osmosis DEX. That's really exciting and innovative. But currently, you can only do that for XYK pools. It's not very efficient and actually not that attractive. But they're going to introduce concentrated liquidity vaults so that, for example, here's the examples. You could have an ST Atom vault token, well, like a vault position. So you have this liquidity deployed in a very narrow range in the ST Atom concentrated liquidity pool. And then that liquidity, like in the vault, can be collateral. And the great thing is, like, not only can you collateralize these vault positions, you can easily, smoothly go from a vault position to another token. You can swap in and out while still collateralizing a position because it's liquid collateral. And then imagine if you had like stable coins in a vault, so they're earning maybe incentives, but definitely swap fees, and they're collateralizing a position. I mean, that is really big and exciting. And like the most exciting thing of all, just to reemphasize it and stress it, is that it's like liquid and dynamic. You can take your collateral and you can seamlessly move to other kinds of collateral. You can provide it as liquidity. You can stake it. You can unstake it. I mean, effectively by trading in and out of liquid stake tokens. And yeah, that's why Mars version 2 is so exciting, Mars V2. And of course the UX. I mean, you got a taste of it in this video when I was doing my demonstration, but you should really try it out yourself. I mean, you can make multiple credit accounts and it's just really so smooth and intuitive and very data rich. And it's just a great fun experience. So yeah, Mars V2, this is my video. Hopefully you understand it a little bit better. And that's it. So long for now.